beautiful weather today. So finally, not as hot, but really appreciate everybody being here. And thank you guys again for coming to the beginning of practice, coming at the end. I know that's tough sometimes, but thank you for doing it. Told our guys this morning, we woke up this morning, we got to open 2 gifts, and that was our eyes. And we just, grateful and thankful for the opportunity, we have as a staff, we have as players to be a part of this program, be a part of Pirate Nation. And I told our players this morning, we need to make sure there's so many people that make this thing go. And we have over 100 players, and you put the staff in there, and you put support staff in there. You're looking at almost 200 folks, and just how many people have to be a part of making camp a success. And just really thankful for those people that make that happen each and every day, from the people who clean our building to the people who prepare the meals to the maintenance folks fixing the grass out there and painting the lines, all those things. So just thankful for those folks, and just want to lead off by that. And the other thing we hit on just in our meeting this morning is we got to go out and practice. I truly believe you get better at playing football by playing football. And, we got to develop that hunter's mentality, going to hunt, going to, go attack both sides of the football, whether it's offense, defense. Last night we talked about our plan to win, and there's 6 steps to it, and we're on plan number 4 right now, and that's winning the rushing battle. And that really happens with everybody, both sides of the football. And I let Coach Tesh and Coach Maddox kind of talk to the full team last night, and it really starts up front, with your D-line stopping the run, with the offensive line running the football. And we were able to do that at the end of the season last year, and if we want to be successful this season, we got to continue to do that. And I told the receivers too, and it takes, obviously they're blocking on the perimeter. I mean, the last play of the season last year, we see DeCiro Riles down the field 50 yards, making a key block for Roger Harris to get in the end zone. So it takes everybody on that. But also, to me, part of the run game is those quick screens we hit out to Anthony and Yannick and those guys out there, Quez, and letting them go and run. That's part of the run game as well. So that's our focus today. I think it's been a good first week. We're in day 5. We got day 6 tomorrow, full pads, and then we'll take Sunday off with the players as far as practice. But we'll have a few things to do, but we'll have an off day as far as practice goes. But I thought every day they come out and better, getting better and better. I thought today may have been our best energy day. I thought the vibes were good out there. The energy was good. Obviously, we're still learning how to execute. Obviously, we're still learning the little things and fundamentals and techniques and playing low pad level coming off the football. But I think we're getting better every single day. Still got a long ways to go. Still got a lot to do and still a lot to improve on. But, a week from tomorrow we got a scrimmage. But we'll take it one day at a time, and we'll find out a little bit tomorrow when we put the full pads on. We'll do a little bit of live work.
Coach, 5 days in, what has impressed you most about the team thus far?
I think at dinner we go to dinner every night, and we don't let them take cell phones over there, and just how they enjoy being around each other. So you're probably thinking when you ask the question, you're thinking about something on the field, and they enjoy each other, and just you hear the buzz and you hear the noise in the room and hear them and chattering, and just tells you they appreciate being around each other. Last night I made them divide up and sit at different tables and get to know some new guys on the team, because sometimes it'll be just the receivers sitting together or just the O-line, and they hang out with kind of their guys, and that's fine. But last night we moved around, made the coaches sit with different folks as well, and that was good. And then just the fact that they can go from dinner to meetings and walk through and just lock in. A lot of guys, they kind of at dinner goofing off, whatever. Sometimes they let that carry over. But these guys are really good at, flipping a switch, going from being a little bit goofy to, hey, it's about business. It's time to go hone into my craft. And I think they're doing a really good job of that.
Have you seen somebody this week that maybe you didn't think was going to be a leader, and they've kind of risen up to the top and really shown leadership capabilities?
Every day. We met at the Leadership Council again last night. Before dinner, and just talking about those things. And I don't think, I explained to the guys like this, if I was the only one leading around here, this thing wouldn't go very far. Our coaches are doing a great job, fantastic job of, setting the tone for practice, for meetings, and leading their position groups. And it can't just be 2 or 3 guys. It's got to be multiple guys. It's got to be double-digit guys leading. I told Anthony Smith, you're doing a great job. And so there's more energy in that receiver room than I've ever seen. More selfless guys in that room I've ever seen. And Anthony's doing a great job. Now he's got to get somebody to help him in that room. Our job as leaders is bring somebody up every day. The old 10-80-10, hey, we're in the top 10% of their team because we're the leaders of our team. Now let's bring somebody along. So I think Anthony's one that I would point out on that side of the ball. I think Jamarly Riddle is another one on that other side of the ball. I think continues to do a great job, even though he's young in some eyes, but I think he brings it every day on the field.
What have you seen for that competition for that number 2 quarterback spot? Obviously, Kate is the certified starter.
I'm excited about our quarterback room. and as a head coach, I get to go sit in a quarterback meeting, so I'm even learning in there and enjoy just being around their presence and being around those guys and watching Coach Baker go to work with those guys. And Caden's doing a great job and doing some really good things. And then I think Raheem Jeter's having a really good fall camp. I think he's playing as good football as I've seen him play. In his time here, I think his improvement from last spring to where he's at right now, it kind of like you open your eyes and say he's doing a really good job. And then Mike Wright, doing some things that is impressive out there. You can tell, that the level of football he's been and where he's been, why he's been there. And don't want to say who's ahead of who, but those guys keep competing, going at it, and looking forward to where they go the next few weeks.
Have there been any freshmen or transfers that really jumped off the page for you this week?
I think young guys are hard to sometimes they're just trying to learn where the doorknob is to the meeting room or where they're supposed to be on time. But Eddie Love is one that kind of just it's caught everybody's eye, not just mine, but I think everybody in the room. Just some cuts he makes and just the speed he has. He's a smaller back from the panhandle of Florida there, and got good speed, good balance, and continues to kind of impress. He's still learning the offense. He just got here this summer, but he has some wheels to him.
Coach, speaking of Love in that running back room is completely deep. How do you divide the reps between all these guys?
We're going to try to put 3 backs on the field at one time, run the old school triple option, and maybe get under center, and have the B back and 2 A backs, and see how many we can get on the field at one time. But that would be my old school answer there. But I think we're blessed to have some depth in there. Marlon, Parker, London, several other guys are doing a great job, and I think it helps keep those guys fresh throughout the course of a ball game. It's fourth quarter time. Those guys are still fresh. The defense is a little bit tired. And not only are they doing a great job with the ball in their hands, I think they're doing a great job blocking. And that's important because that says they care about their teammates and they know it takes a complete package back there to get the job done.
You see some of that separation, you think, when you put the pads on Monday? Is that kind of where you start seeing the difference?
Yeah, I think we'll start seeing separation every single day. We did a little bit of inside run today, and usually sometimes you have to amp those things up and get them going a little bit. Today I was trying to pull them back a little bit. Didn't want them to knock each other on the ground because we didn't have our full shoulder pads on. We just had our shells on. We'll put the full pads on tomorrow. We'll do the same drill tomorrow, but we'll do it live. So we'll see a little separation there and just see, some days you may have the O-line get the better of the D-line, and, next day usually flips and turns around. And if they don't, you definitely have issues and if they don't respond. But I think we got a group that will kind of respond and go at it every single day, and I'm excited about where we're at.
Having Caden back this year, how helpful is it? So having somebody under center that knows the offense in week 1?
The offense is going at it right now. I mean, they're going, and they're all speaking same language, same message, and know exactly how each other thinks, whether it's Coach Baker, knowing how Caden thinks, or vice versa, and just the entire offense. Sitting the offensive meetings and just to hear them. Again, we talked about it before. They're not on 100 level anymore, just kind of getting to know each other and getting a feel for things or exactly where they want to be. They're already on graduate school level and taking it to the next step, and looking forward to that going with our offense this fall.
It's been hot out there. How do the guys enjoy being a little cooler today, and how did you enjoy it?
So we've been going a little early. We basically got in here and started meetings at 6:30 and was out there about 7:30, went till 9:30 and got off the field. Today we pushed it back an hour, which was our original plan. So I enjoyed my extra hour of sleep. The heat wasn't bad at all today. It was good. And, the humidity a couple of days before that got to you a little bit. But I thought our guys, you worry about this, and as guys are trying to survive practice, they're in just survival mode instead of, hey, I'm freaking kicking tail and getting quality reps and I'm pushing through and I'm making it count. There's that point we got to make sure we put some heat on them, temperature-wise, and we get used to that and adjust to that and acclimated to that. But I thought that we've done a really good job not trying to survive practice, but going and attacking practice. And we got to continue to do that. If we ever sit back and think we've arrived, then we're going to level out and we're not going to win very many ball games. So we got to continue to attack that.
Coach, where are you guys at with JD, Preston Brock, and potential return and potential playing status?
Yeah, we have some young men that kind of learning from an event and learning the lesson as we've talked about before, and they're just kind of still going through some steps and processes that we need them to go through at this time, and we'll continue to monitor that and see where it leads to.